The previous episode of The Bad Batch, known as Decommissioned, had some pretty massive revelations in it, one of which that I found to be exceptionally interesting and that we'll discuss today. We all know that the Clone Wars was simply a massive ploy by Palpatine in a grab for power, and the whole idea was to establish himself as Chancellor Palpatine and eventually rise to the rank of Emperor of the entire galaxy. Neither the Republic nor the Separatists were actually meant to win the war. It was Palpatine playing a chess game with himself. It's clear that the clones were far and away the superior warriors to any droid that the Separatists produced. It has been said that for every single clone trooper, they killed around 100 normal B1 battle droids. With this though, the battle droids outnumbered the clone troopers thousands to one. Again though, it was never Palpatine's goal for either of these organizations to come out on top, only for him to come out on top. Still though, with these two organizations, it raises the inevitable question. If Palpatine had not ended the war, which of the two groups ultimately would have come out on top? And this latest episode of The Bad Batch actually answers that. It has been broken down before that simply because the Separatists had so much more resources than the Republic and the clones, that at the end of the day, the Separatists would have simply outnumbered the clones. The production of the battle droids were far cheaper and far more efficient than that of the clones. In fact, when a clone trooper was born, it would take them approximately 8 years, 8 to 9 years that is, before they were fully battle ready. Whereas with the Separatists, all you would have to do was simply assemble one of the droids. This latest episode of The Bad Batch focused on one of the most dangerous droids in the entirety of the Star Wars universe. And despite simply outnumbering the clones, it is revealed that the Separatists were working on something that would have nullified them completely. The basic plot of the episode revolves around the Bad Batch seeking out information on a tactical droid. The reason that this tactical droid is so important though is because it has discovered a way to completely destroy the clone troopers, likely by specifically designed chemical warfare, or perhaps even a virus. Nonetheless, it's revealed that the tactical droid, as well as the Separatist army, has discovered some important way to get rid of all of the clone troopers. In Legends, we actually saw that this was one of the major reasons why Palpatine decommissioned the clone army, as the Separatists were developing specially designed viruses and again chemical warfare to use against the clones, something that was targeted specifically towards the Jango Fett genome and would not hurt or even impact anybody else. Essentially what this would have done is completely get rid of the entirety of the clone army. And all of these thousands, hundreds of thousands of battle droids in fact, would have had to face the topple over the entire Republic would have been simply thousands of Jedi. The Jedi would not have stood a chance against the Separatist forces. Now though, this information is perhaps even more damning, as the clones are the only established military force in the galaxy for the Empire currently, even though Tarkin and the Kaminoans are working on this, and Palpatine is attempting to swiftly decommission all of the clones still in his service, likely aware of the information that the Separatists have developed something that could nullify the clones completely. Basically though, this is a huge massive revelation for the Star Wars universe. The fact that not only were the Separatists destined to win the war against the Republic and the clones, in large part because they simply outnumbered them number-wise, and it wouldn't make any sense at all for the clones to be able to topple over hundreds of thousands, if not potentially millions of battle droids, no matter how more proficient in the heat of combat they were, but that the tactical droids were actively working on a piece of information that would completely destroy the clone army, likely a virus or some form of chemical warfare. It would specifically target the Jango Fett genome. The defeat of the Republic was inevitable, and the Bad Batch confirms this. And with all of the clones in the galaxy now in the service of the Empire and Palpatine, this piece of information pursued by the Bad Batch is the most valuable piece of information currently in the entire universe, and could spell yet another reason why the Empire decided to decommission the clone template post the Clone Wars, as at first you see Palpatine in possession of a superior military force. However, the more you think about this, the more it makes sense why Palpatine would want to get rid of the clones, realizing that the Separatists were on the cusp of victory, that Palpatine wanted more individuals under his command, as in reality the clone trooper force was extremely limited. In addition to this, the Kaminoans admitting that Jango Fett and his cloning was becoming less and less efficient. This though is by far the biggest reason why Palpatine would decommission the clones. Anyway guys, what are your thoughts on this? And what are your thoughts on this massive revelation confirmed by the Bad Batch? The fact that if the Republic and the Separatists Separatists were allowed to duke it out. That because of their sheer numbers, and now this huge development and some secret that could have destroyed all the clones, that it was only a matter of time before the Separatists came out on top. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching the channel. May the force be with you, and have a great day.